paying you, I said, okay, I need a blood test. Okay, the cost that you're paying me for that service is inclusive. I'm the clinician, I'm the one that is doing the assessment. I'm the one that that's already diagnosed. That maybe I've had diagnosed with coronary diabetes.
Benima, nǹkan tó sọ ń gbà yẹn ṣe ń gbọ́ mà. Ìgbà tó béèrè 60 million, wọ́n kọ́kọ́ fún ní 10 million. 60 million yẹn jẹ́ kí n ṣàlàyé owó tó jẹ́. Ó kúrò láti Ìbàdàn. Hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì tó tún lọ jẹ́ sí mà. Àwa la sanwó yẹn. Àwọn owó public náà lọ fi sanwó hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì. Wọ́n sanwó hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì. Owó tó gbà ni pé owó pé òun máa mú space.
Showing over 16 million. Now I'm asking question. I wasn't part of this. I didn't understand but this is the question I would ask. You want to carry out this service for us, right? So you're charging 16 million. The 16 million, does this include taking the specimen and the lab testing?
No, ma.
If they now say no, then people need to start questioning who agreed this kind of agreement, who made this agreement with that man. Because if you told me you're taking the specimen just to take specimen sample is 16 million, which is questionable. You know how much that is in pounds? Do you know how much that is in dollars? To just take a specimen.
Yeah.
Right?
Very
I'm not being insensitive, I'm just being factual.
Yeah, please, man. Go ahead.
Was there written anywhere between this man and our top chef that the lab will do it for free? Or the lab will charge extra? Because I've not heard that from everything we've been talking about since. A lab, you might charge extra. My belief is the way things are supposed to be done is as a pathologist, you have agreed to do this job. Whether over lab, whether over transportation, you should have given them that invoice that will cover this as a whole. Rather than saying 16 million to take a sample, worry. What kind of sample? Tissue sample? Blood sample? Then let's ask question. I think you need to start asking questions, and I hope you're making notes. That question is, we need to see the agreement between them and the pathologist. Because like you said, this is public money. It's a GoFundMe. And they are accountable. They are accountable to the public that contributed the money. Nobody can say otherwise. Everybody involved, including the pathologist, including the solicitor that pays the pathologist, they are accountable. Meaning, let's show where is the invoice. Timani is show. The invoice said we're charging 60 million for this service. If it does not include the lab money, then it should have been noted. I'm a business person, I understand what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, we need also to report not what the pathologist code, no. The original lab report will tell you on arrival the day specimen receiving. They will tell you exactly what was wrong with the specimen. They will tell you exactly whether they were able to actually use that specimen or not. So that is why I said, inconclusive, I would love to see the CTC so that I will read it myself. Then we will go and bring an expert. Like I said to you, I will get an expert that would analyze that report to you from A to Z of the report. Yes, we will be online, we will analyze it, then we will see. Do you get?
Yes, ma'am.
They shouldn't use that fake of the lab did not charge money yet. That one is actually compromised. But it compromised a lot of things. Why would the lab not charge money? What? Is it because the lab, somebody paid the lab? Is it because the lab has interest in Ubat's case? Is it because the lab has affiliates with the pathologists in Nigeria? So if it's a professional, his own license is actually at risk because people will start asking questions. Like, what kind of pathologist are you? How did you transport it? Was it DHL? Was it frozen? Was it like in ice pack? How was it transported? How long? When did you post it? Where is the evidence of the post? Which courier did you use? Is it DHL? Are they actually specialists in transporting specimen? This is Nigeria we're talking about, BJ.
And
don't know him, but we can look into him. Once we've got the name now, we will look at what he's done, we will ask questions. Like I said, professionals will talk to him. Because we will ask questions and said, okay, where was this happen? How was it transported? The courier you used? How did they do it? How have they done it? Are they specialists in transporting specimen? How was it transported and arrival to the place? Give us the name of the lab. There's no secrecy in these now. Secrecy in there. If we know the name of the lab, we can question the lab. Do you know that this kind of thing, it happens that, okay, at the end of the day, you don't need to accept. If you do a test somewhere and they said it's inconclusive or there's question about the report, you're entitled to seek for another place for it to be taken to another place for you to seek for a second opinion. It happens a lot in
And Auntie, can I quickly ask a question, ma? Is it possible when specimen shaking it all about it be lo man the best?
Possible. Oh, that's why I said that. Very, very. She be Kimakawa to look in Ketakalia, the Google to Nibi. Oh, Godon. Never also in Netflix now. And I will cram watch the Wurishi. Who put it in 100 years, great. Watching. There's still two tests on it. But that's what I'm saying, that there's probability that the way they handle the specimen stuff, like I said, I'm not there. I am just saying in my own opinion that it might be the way they handle the specimen before they got it there. The specimen itself was already probably rejected. The way, knowing, especially with this person, open and honest with you guys. There's probability, that's what social probability for him, that the specimen was probably rejected in that lab. That was why they did not test it. That was why probably they did not charge them. That's why they didn't pay. Because by the time somebody rejects the specimen.
Wumi and a gang, they know they think far before they tell you lies.
Refund 60 million. Oh, then if I consider
This is Nigeria, but that is why I say that, I want to want a new team on patient following your brain. You cannot, I'm not blaming anybody, please. Don't get me wrong. But when you want to deal with people like that, but pathologists, what's the vulnerability of our team, Baba? If at the end of the day, you won't have a doctor, you must have somebody. So what? Don't need knowledge to deal with this person from day one.
exactly.
The question would have been asked.
Auntie me, if you don't be careful, Auntie me won't be careful. I want to sit back. Want to go there professional. When I want to stop it. I want to stop it. I want pork with no season.
Okay, lawyer no represent, but I understand. Solicitor, can you solicitor someone in medical? Okay, solicitor, medical lawyer. Lawyer, okay, medical law, well, they want the nitty-gritty of the questions, a professional, or a doctor, or someone who is in the medical profession. Someone will like to be buried. For example, I would have asked to say, okay, this is it. She tissue, she blood in it. How are we going to transport it? She DHL, look at Benny, she fed destiny. Are they aware of what we put in the pack? She need to cook in it, but you'll see here, who puts destiny. There's certain ways to handle such things now. Or are we actually going to fly? I would expect that pathologist or in the brain himself to fly with that person. Presented it. And actually, yes, go fly. It happens a lot with that specimen. Who are preserved? Who they declare for airline that this is what I'm doing. He's saying me now. This is what he does. And it's really sad. Really sad that what I people say your money, you're there. So let's shit to you. But at the end of the day, if things are not done properly, this is what you will get. If things, honestly, I'm sorry to say, if things are not done properly, you will get this. And it's just a shame that, if that's one in Nigeria, that's one, a lot of common sharing, even you got anymore. That person can actually be only change within that because they don't know what to change it. Hey guys, that's because my first man, so I'm people of there, go to the airport of FBC, plane of FBC, things. How at my exchange hands before he gets there? And the lab, dollar behind the rejected. I don't want to say that lab compromised, please, because to change results is very difficult because they know that license will go down the drain for it. What Nigeria now say is, so two things could have happened. They would have probably received a contaminated specimen, so therefore they couldn't use it, or they received the specimen, they could not use it because one thing or the other has happened to it, or they received a total different specimen. Who knows? The original report of that lab is very important. If anybody wants to clamor for anything, it's to clamor for not the report. The pathologist do as the cause. That is not going to tell us anything. We don't want that. We want the original report with the name. Then we can verify that this lab that you issue this report, because the date will be there, the time will be there. We can verify to say, was this issued? Once they said yes, the lab report was issued by themselves, then we start analyzing it. We bring experts. This is the UK. We bring experts. Everybody, feel jack of all trades. You might be a doctor, but at the end of the day, you're not a pathologist. You're not the one who is going to work in the lab. We bring experts, so that will analyze that report from A to Z. Then we will see. Once we're able to confirm that that report was to confirm that the lab within the Europe actually issued it. That's it. Then we can actually confirm, look, so the reason if they paid or not. I'm just not comfortable with the fact that Oshifa will not pay. Anything free, PJ, you have to question. When someone says to you, I'm doing a service for you free of charge, start questioning it. Why are you doing it for me? What is your interest? Why do you want to do it for me for free? You're a lab. Yes, it's high stake, it's a very high stake a case that should have been handled very professional and with care. Every bit, we should have asked questions from the one about every process.
Oh, big question, Mao, because more you suffer more. Money why I say big questions. One me go back city go auntie Thomas Bawesha. But more big question. What about to take professional? But I want to talk with me. I won't believe in him.
No. Every money now.
Of course, it is our money. Masala no. But pay any, so I have to support the investigation.
You pay someone to provide a service and you're saying you cannot ask questions. If you don't know, I'm pretty sure there is somebody within your team that has medical knowledge now that could have handled the man, that would have been to supervise the man, or that would have been to be part of it. So in your call, now one person cannot be doing anything. You want to be a doctor, we're not expecting. No, we're going to work. So we're not ability and we have to go chef on Kumo. Check it. So I'm not saying better go chef on no fraud. I'm not saying, but the man, the pathologist himself, Nigeria, it's very easy now. He himself, he knows that his license, the owner of the license being practiced now. However, he tried to get a question that, okay, we will say the wrong money, we will not share the wrong money. Now, same lab, don't know Europe, not Lushini. Same lab, don't know Europe, you shop not share the wrong money for me. Shop any. How can you be saying, baby, mental survey, that's a problem?
Lawyer, don't just share no son, lawyer, to introduce us. Ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó lọ fẹ́ lọ ṣe. Àdàntí mi ṣe rí ìyá Mohbad dẹ̀ ti sọ kí rìsọ́ọ̀tì yìí tó jáde. Ó ní wọn lè rí nǹkan kan. She said it. Ìyá Mohbad said it. Ó ní wọn lè rí nǹkan kan.
Power could have probably changed, and that's why I said to you that we need to be a very deep critical.
Àdàntí mi ṣe kí n tún ṣọ́ọ̀kì yín. Sáà ni wá sọ kíní kan ní last inquest ìgbà tó interview ẹ̀. Ó ní tabari lè fẹ́ justice. Ó ní don't look at the body of Mohbad. Ó ní everybody in that house ní káwọn èèyàn focus lé lórí. Kí ló mì nìyẹn? Á ti ní nǹkan tí bàbá yẹn gan náà rí.
Because you see, because that kind of lawyer, so just understand, what's the more system to one on the ground in Nigeria? That is why I said to you, a lot of things could have happened to that specimen. Trust me, BJ, when I said to you, a lot. Because the specimen play a key role in the report you're going to get. The specimen could go 100 years can still be done, I'm telling you. But in the case of Nigeria, a lot could have happened. From when that specimen was taken to from the origin of the specimen to the final destination. I don't think it will have gone through different hands before it's going to get to where it's going. So if you understand what I'm saying, then you understand that I don't want you to I would not agree that that lab compromised. No. Not in Europe. A lot would have happened to that specimen before. So she did the auto lab. Sherry lab, you keep putting the point out there. You need the name of the lab. They have to disclose it. If they don't disclose it, the original report, for the fact that public money, right? Everybody is fighting everybody. They're not focusing on the main issue. Public money, let me shake me. See, we public have the right to demand for the original report. Why are we telling what is all this about? No, now, and we're not focused. Someone that you paid to do a service, you came out, you asked people to contribute money. Everybody contributed money. We now put that money and we gave it to somebody and said, she said in forward. Then we're questioning the report, telling everyone. Don't you think our focus should be on this pathologist and say, where did you take it to? How did you do it? When did you do it? Where is the original report? What is the name? And we have the lines legally to do so. So, what is the point of not focusing on the main issue to get the answer that we needed? Right? Let us focus. I'm reading. Let us focus. We have to focus. And the focus is if the question is there. And I hope people are taking notes.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
The question is there. The main question is this pathologist, we want to know the process of taking the specimen, the process of transporting it, the name of the lab, then the original report from the lab, not the report, because two reports will come out. Now, my issue reports for pathologists, pathologists are our reports, etc. So report originally not any to one present in this record. Focus. I'm not saying we can't imagine justice from the but everybody, I think, at Amotoni, ulterior motive, at Amotoni, good motive. I'm not part of your team, but at the end of the day, I can only give my expert opinion on what I know. And when it comes to medical issues, like I said, I run a private practice here, and I do lots of private tests, and I do lots of specimen, I do lots of I deal with lots of different labs within UK itself that are private, and I've worked in NHS, and I can tell you for free that something does not make sense when somebody just come out and say they couldn't inconclusive, they can't find what after many years. Medical person come. Crime, clinical crime scene. Hello, got on shame bena. One dick, one bijadi, one your bone, one you any, one you need, one your toe. One get off me. Again, they must come back and tell you. So, duration, also with the preservation of where in Nigeria, maybe solo we want. I don't go for okay, but maybe to what they're going to preserve it. They might not only preserve it. Also, they use different kind of chemicals that's actually damage. But there are still things that can still be used to verify it. Of course, sir. Of course, ma'am. Of course, that's correct. So that is not a good excuse to say that certain things man was on in a but at the end of the day. But imagine I go too deep into that because that will become very insensitive to the dead body. So we still have to respect all that. But focus, imagine can deviate. So those questions we need to ask. Okay. I understand. Yes. The master I know you're doing your best. Once we're able to get the original report, we will come back with an expert, like I said, expert from the UK, with myself, that will look at that and we will analyze it one by one. I foresee where then we'll go through it, we'll tell you what is the killing. But stay focused.
Okay, ma. Okay, ma. Collectively, we all say thank you, ma. God bless you, ma. Jehovah, we all know you, ma. We appreciate your time, ma, because I know you are very busy. We appreciate you, ma. Thank you, ma. Bye-bye, ma.
All right, thank you, ma.
I saw Kinto Masolo. I saw somebody's comment here. Charles, you have gone. Any yes, I question people something walking. So koko for me. France, Spain, Portugal, one manipulate anything. Egbagbe. Owodi. No, Odumosu kan sínú nǹkan tó kọjá náà. Wọ́n náà gbé lọ sí Europe country. Àbí? Now ẹ jẹ́ ká máa sọ̀rọ̀. Ọ̀gá o. Ìgbà tó wọ́n sọ pé aṣá ń dúró ṣe ń gbọ́. Wọ́n ní kò gbọ́dọ̀ gbórúkọ ẹ̀ ń ta o. Meanwhile, wọ́n ti san 16 million fún. Mo challenge pathologist yẹn tó bá ní wọ́n sanwó fóun kó bọ́ta. Ikú owó ló máa kú pẹ̀lú Odumosu. Wọ́n san 16 million fún. Wọ́n gba hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì fún. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣe ní Èkó wọ́n sanwó ẹ̀ cash fún. Nínú 16 million yẹn kò sanwó hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì o. Nínú owó bàbá nínú owó lọ́tún ti gba 5-star hotel fún. Gbogbo feeding gbogbo àwọn tó kó wá wọ́n sanwó wọn. 16 million ló kó fún. Ẹ máa gbọ́ o. Wọ́n kọ́kọ́ fún ní part of the money. Ipe kó máa báṣẹ́ lọ. Odumosu tún wá pè. Ó ní pathologist yẹn ni wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ san gbogbo owó o. Ipe tó bá san gbogbo owó wọn ò ní ṣiṣẹ́. Odumosu ló pè. Nǹkan tí 16 million ṣe pé sí lọ́wọ́ nìyẹn. Odumosu ló pè. Àṣé Odumosu fẹ́ pín owó ni. Odumosu ní èèyàn kan ní BJ white ṣe ní àṣì ẹ lọ́yàn ó ti olórí burúkú àrà ambassador àrà ó tójọ́ mẹ́ta olóṣì olè apanilẹ́kúnjayé ó ti mọ́ọ̀bù sọ pé ṣé ní sí mi lọ́yàn ó gbọ́dọ̀ ìtorí wọn bá lọ́yàn ń tóbi mọ́. 10 million lọ́kọ́kọ́ kó fún pathologist yẹn. Odumosu pé ó ní pathologist sọ pé òun máa gbowó yẹn pé tó mọ̀ meanwhile ó ti lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjọ tó jẹ́ kó lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ni o. Ó ti lọ ó wá jẹ́ kó send ẹ̀ according to them mi mọ́ o. Ó ní tó bá sanwó yẹn kò ní ṣe nǹkan kan o kò dẹ̀ ní refund èyí tó kù. Odumosu ló pè ẹni tó bọ́ta kó gbé ìlàlà ibi tá a dé yìí sìn a máa pè ìlàlà ká máa fi ìlàlà ṣépè. Olórí burúkú tó fẹ́ exonerate ara ẹ̀ lánàá apapín lọ ṣe ẹ jẹ́ ká máa sọ lọ. Mo ti kọ orúkọ mi rántí orúkọ ẹ̀ orúkọ Ìgbò ni ẹ lọ wo lórí péèjì mi orúkọ ẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀ mo gbọ́ orúkọ ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ wọ́n ka orúkọ ẹ̀ nínú kóòtù náà. Orúkọ Ìgbò ni mi rántí orúkọ ẹ̀ orúkọ wèrè gùn bójú ẹ̀ ṣe rí lórúkọ ẹ̀ ṣe rí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa sọ lọ. Ìgbà tó Odumosu dẹ̀ pé wọ́n dẹ̀ san gbogbo owó yẹn. Ṣé ń gbọ́? Wọ́n dẹ̀ náà ti gbé lọ. Mi kúkú mọjọ́ tó gbé lọ. Èmi kàn máa ń bi wọ́n ní update kò yé yín. Ká kàn máa relax because mo nọ́ọ̀sì kankan ń pa bọ̀dá mú ìwà. Tẹ́ ẹ bá push ẹ̀, ó fi ọwọ́ yẹpẹrẹ mú justice for Mohbad. Let me be honest. Tí o bá ń ṣe gbogbo àwa genuine supporters, justice for Mohbad á ti lọ down the drain. Wọ́n ti dá sẹ́gbẹ̀ kan. I'm telling you the facts now. Bọ̀dá mú ìwà mú kinní yẹn bíi pé adìyẹ ló kú. Nonchalantly. Ó mú kinní yẹn bíi pé ajá ló kú. Mo fẹ́ sáré block ẹnìkan. Block, yeah, mo ti block ẹ. Ṣé ẹ gbọ́ mi? Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa sọ lọ. Now, ìjọ tó wá ka girl yìí bọ́ta ó sọ pé òun ní evidence ṣe rántí ó lóun ní evidence ipò òun ní recorded audio spending ẹjọ́ ẹ̀yin onílàákàyè tẹ̀ ń wò mí every information anything anybody bá sọ síta ó jẹ́ ká máa mú as nǹkan gidi ṣé gbogbo yẹn ti ẹ bá mi confirm ẹjọ́ ó ní spending rògbò òun parọ́ ni ó lóun record spending ó sọ nínú fídíò yẹn ẹ bá mi confirm gbogbo yín skindles mo sọ́nsìn overcooked turkey abórama bobo ṣé gbogbo yín rántí ìgbà tí spending fún ní petition ó bọ́ síta ó sọ pé ṣòro bí mo ò ní record ni mo ní record ẹ lọ́wọ́ when the time comes I will put it out báwo yẹn ṣe send video yẹn sí mi mo pe bọ̀dá mú ìwà lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ mo ní bọ̀dá mú ìwà this is a big allegation tí díẹ̀ yín bá ní kíní lọ́wọ́ this is one of the evidence ta nídìí nínú court of law mo ní díẹ̀ yóò ready láti fi sílẹ̀ mo ní tó bá dé Nàìjíríà mo ní ẹ jẹ́ kó fún ní petition nǹkan tó bá wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kó lọ mú fún sàn mo ní ò lè ní nǹkan lọ́wọ́ kó sọ pé torí ò sínú justice mọ́ kó lè má fi jẹ bàbá yẹn níyà àbí kò yẹ yín wọ́n ní she played it wọ́n ló play ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbọ́ mo ní kó nǹkan tí mo sọ nìyẹn o wọ́n ní wọ́n lè invite ẹ̀ láti Dublin mo ní but tó bá dé Nàìjíríà we can do it mo ní kẹ́ máa fọwọ́ yẹ nǹkan sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mo lóun ló ń ba gbogbo justice yìí dẹ́ ṣé ń gbọ́ mo ní díẹ̀ yìí sọ mo ní ó kọ́kọ́ sọ pé òun ò ní recording lọ́wọ́ mo ló dẹ̀ sọ́jọ́ yẹn pé òun ní lọ́wọ́ mo ní bó tiẹ̀ wá jẹ́ rọ́bójò tọ́ mo ní ẹ jẹ́ kó invite ẹ̀ nǹkan tó bá ní lọ́wọ́ kó mu fún sàn àní kó mu fún wa àní kó play ẹ mọ̀ nǹkan tí bọ̀dá mú ìwà sọ bọ̀dá mú ìwà ní kì í filẹ̀ irọ́ ló ń pa mo ní ọmọ máa kú ọmọ máa yè you never can tell mo ní àwọn people yìí evil gan mo ní wọ́n evil gan because they are not getting their ways they will do everything to disrupt justice mo ní ẹgbọ́n statement tó sọ́njọ́ yẹn ó ní káwọn máa gba justice kóun máa wá wò ó ní ṣáàjẹ̀ ti gba justice mo ní this is the ways of many of them mo ní méje ká máa fọwọ́ pẹ́ yẹpẹrẹ yẹ nǹkan sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ àbí kò yín ó máa lọ sẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wọn ò máa invite ẹ̀ báwo dẹ̀ ní ṣètò ṣe fẹ́ mọ̀ nǹkan tó bá ní kí ṣètò ṣe ló máa ṣe wọ́n ti fọwọ́ tì yẹn sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ gbogbo nǹkan tí spending sọ gbogbo true to spending ó ló wà lọ́wọ́ òun record ẹ̀ ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ní kò gbá ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ kíkọ̀ fún yín lẹ́nu let me just be honest with you all now let me be very honest with you kò kàn ṣe judgment is not on social media we are just talking so that justice for Mohbad will not go under the carpet we are just talking so that tabadake komakon die gbogbo ẹ̀ down òun ní iṣẹ́ tiwa o the justice is not on social media and we are just creating awareness for international bodies ṣe mọ̀ gbogbo ìlú sì tí ọmọ yìí bá fẹ́ travel ń bọ̀ ṣé kò tí mo sọ yẹn yín gbogbo ìlú sì àti create awareness kò síbi táṣà náà lè lọ àfi tó bá ṣe surgery ṣé ń gbọ́ mi náà ẹ jẹ́ kí n wà honest fún yín lẹ́nu tí wọ́n bá rí